Good morning from a balmy 32-degree morning here in the south. Yeah, it gets chilly down here. I mean, not as cold as some places I've lived, but it is chilly. I thought this morning, since I knew I was really going to be doing this, I thought I would really talk about head, neck, and spine alignment. We've been talking about that all week so far in classes. And alignment is not something that you just practice when you're doing your singing or when you're doing, whatever, your guitar practice or, your woodwind practice or whatever kind of thing you do. I like to do it more times in my day, throughout the day, in regular things, because the more I can get better alignment, more centered alignment in my own body, the more free I am, all day, which makes me going into a practice in a better position. But it also teaches me and teaches my body how to do things in a variety of different motions, in a variety of different mental activities, because the more you can do that, the more you can get the alignment, like I just tightened, the more you can get the alignment to be a part of you, the better everything is going to be. Remember, alignment and head placement is not a position. It's not one place. It is a continual balancing and rebalancing in gravity. So it's a continual almost negotiation of center. And that center, from an Alexandrian perspective, starts where the head meets the top of the spine. And if you're in an Alexander class, you realize where that is. If that's something that you've never thought about, I would strongly suggest going to find a picture of where the head actually meets the spine. Because when I ask that of most people, they go, back here, which is incorrect. So knowing your body map and having a correct body map is an important first step to understanding head, neck, and spine alignment and centering yourself in gravity, right? So again, my practice this morning, I'm practicing right now, even when I'm speaking, I'm thinking about my alignment. And sometimes, it's easier for me to do when I'm not doing anything or not talking or not walking or not filming a video. But the point is to practice enough so that you can negotiate better use of yourself, better use because yourself is your instrument if you're a singer. Better use of yourself and your instrument while you're doing something. Because it's great in practice, but if we don't learn to do it while we're doing other things, then, it's a nice relaxation tool, but that's not what it's supposed to be meant for, right? We're supposed to get better at how we do what we do while we are doing it. So finding head and neck center and a better relationship between where your head and neck are is important, but also learning to connect your whole spine, learning to connect your whole torso, especially in an act, in a performance act like singing or playing an instrument. That's our center, that's our breathing center. So being able to use that in a more correct, more balanced way is an important skill to learn how to do. And in other videos, I might, if you want, if it's something people comment on and you'd like, I might do a video more about head, neck, spine alignment and have some pictures there to help you. But I just wanted to really talk about the fact that I think it's important to practice this kind of stuff in normal everyday activities, not just your practice for singing or playing your instrument or whatever it is, painting. Or I think it's really important to do it, to do the practice, to do the work during regular activities. So a better alignment becomes more more a part of your body, more a part of how you just move in general. So it's a busy morning here by campus where I walk. Anyway, give that some thought today. Give some thought to your postural alignment. Remember that from my perspective, it's not a doing of better posture, but it's an allowing of better posture. It's an allowing of some movement in the body. It's an allowing of some lengthening of the spine. It's an allowing of a release of contracted muscles when you feel them. And if you don't know how to, I've had a student say, well, how do I release muscles? And I don't love the word relax, because relax is like, I don't love the word relax, because it feels like relax is just like a puddle on the floor, like after a massage, that's relax. That's not what we're talking about. If you're singing, you need to have a certain amount of muscular tension and energy, right? But a release of excessive tension. So one way you can learn to do it and learn to teach yourself to do it is to really overly contract everything and then release, and see each time you release, can you get 1% to 2% more release, more freedom, more ease. That is what we're looking for. Daily practice. Yesterday, like I said, I didn't walk. Life happened. But I did think about it, and I did practice alignment as I was driving into work, because that's another place that people can get really tight and reactionary with habits and muscular tension. So I really took some time and some thought, especially last night as I was driving home and stuck in traffic for 3 hours. I felt like I was back in Los Angeles. I really had to, to practice not getting tight and getting myself in a big stress knot. So I use those times. I use any opportunity I can to really further my own practice. I don't just practice when I'm practicing voice. I practice freedom and ease and alignment and center and head, neck, and spine alignment anytime I can. Oh yeah, and one more thought. Just because I'm out here walking and practicing my alignment doesn't mean that my alignment is perfect every single moment of everything that I'm doing. But the more that I just continually come back to it, come back to the awareness, even if I don't get it, hey, good morning, even if I don't get the alignment like I'd like it, even if it doesn't feel as free as maybe I think it should, judgment, even if that, I just keep practicing, I just keep being open and being curious and thinking, well, what's going on with that? Why is that different? Why is that happening? What else is going on in my body, habit-wise or pattern-wise tension that I'm not aware of? So there are days, like this morning seems to be a challenge. I'm finding a lot of tension that I didn't think I would find, but I've had a stressful start to school, and, the meditation is not as great in the morning, and this walk is not as tight and free and glorious as I would like. However, just because that's the case, don't give up. Stay curious. Maybe take 5 minutes where you're not thinking about it, and then come back to it. So it's not going to be perfect all the time, but the more you're curious and the more you put your attention and awareness on something, the more it's going to resolve with time and in little baby increments. It's not something that's just going to go away overnight. You didn't create tension and habitual patterns of use and mental thoughts overnight. So none of that stuff is going to go away, just because you want it to today. So I thought I would just say that, because that's important to know that, not every time you do something is it going to feel perfect or like you completely understand what's going on. The idea is it's a practice, and to stay open and to stay curious. So with all of that said, I think I'm going to end this video, and I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my brisk walk and my practice of alignment, and I might do some breathing exercises, and I'll probably do a few warm-up exercises and get myself prepped in a good place for my teaching day. All right, hope y'all have a good one.